Alrighty, so I thought I'd make a little video about how the coronavirus vaccine is working. It's actually pretty simple biology, but really, really awesome. And so a little bit of basics, and then I'll just talk about the virus or the vaccine. And so virus is when you get infected, you sort of get exposed. Somebody coughs on you, you touch something, and then maybe scratch your nose or different stuff like that. And then a little bit of virus gets into you. It's a whole entity, and it's a sort of selfish little thing that wants to survive. So it gets inside and it multiplies, and so then you have a whole bunch of viruses in your body, and they sort of take the energy away from you, and because you're trying to fight them off, and they're trying to take your resources that you like ate that food, and they're like taking your energy, and so then you feel yucky, and then a little bit later you feel better because your immune system fought back usually. And so you fight with white blood cells, and that's a whole complicated system. And then sort of a secondary thing that happens is you make antibodies. And so the next time you get a virus, the same virus, then you get better faster. Your immune response sort of kicks in quicker and more powerfully. And so then a little bit about DNA. DNA makes the whole organism, so the whole virus, the whole bacteria, the whole person. And so every time we need something in our body, we're not going to make a whole organism. Like say I got a haircut and I didn't like it, and so I wanted to grow more hair. It's not like I decide on that, but you know what I'm saying. My body's not going to make like a whole nother me. It's just going to make a little bit of protein or a little bit of other structures to grow that hair, or say I want bigger muscles or different things like that. I'm not going to make a whole nother me. That isn't the way it works. And so we just make the sections of the DNA code for the things that we need. Maybe it's because we need to digest things. Maybe we need to go to the gym and make bigger muscles and other stuff like that. So proteins do a lot of stuff in our body. So that little piece, the little specific section of code, is called messenger RNA. And so then an example about how we make things that we need when we need them, and we don't really make a whole bunch of extra stuff because it's inefficient for how our bodies work, is ice cream, and so lactose. And so lactose, when we like ice cream or a milkshake and we're not lactose intolerant, then we make an enzyme, lactase, so that it digests it. We're not going to just make lactase as we're like rolling around, the world, if we don't need it, because it's wasteful. And so it sort of turns the system on when that lactose, which is a little sugar, is like present in our body. So our body's like, hey, you got some sugar to digest, make some lactase, and then we break it down. And so the little section of messenger RNA that codes for lactase sort of gets turned on. And then this is when you are lactose intolerant, your little lactase doesn't work. And so then for corona, the part that we recognize, or the part that the scientists use to make the vaccine, is the spike on the outside. We're not putting the whole vaccine or the whole virus into our bodies. That is how some virus or vaccines work, but not this one specifically. And so what they did was they got the sequence, the DNA sequence of the entire virus, and then they found the section that coded for the spike, which is a physical thing on the outside of the virus. And so if we can make an antibody or fight just that little piece, or make a little factory in our bodies to fight just that little piece, then if we get exposed to the entire virus, our body's going to say, that's that spike that we don't like, that we build up a bunch of antibodies to, and then it's going to recognize it and destroy it, which is really, really cool. And then, so then if we build up all of our antibodies because of our initial exposure, and then we get exposed again, it's a faster, more powerful immune response to that virus, which is really, really relatively safe as far as the vaccine goes, and really, really powerful in the immune response, and scientifically totally awesome. So hopefully that made a little bit of sense.